Morning Uganda Extra.
It's exactly 2 minutes past 9 a.m. Thank you so much for being with us this lovely Tuesday morning. Why I say lovely, I see like a bit of hope for some sunshine, different from what was yesterday when it was really a fairly cold day throughout the day. Once again, I'm Robert Chirabonyoitono. It is Good Morning Uganda Extra, an extension of Good Morning Uganda. Now, this morning, we are going to be discussing still something of national importance, where we believe that if well implemented, and I want to emphasize, if well implemented, it is going to cause the long-awaited transformation that we've been looking at or waiting for as a country, that we've even had a number of attempts to achieve, but we've not successfully or wholly gotten there. What do I mean? Government of Uganda from 1987, 88, just when they had captured and now peace had been restored in Uganda, embarked on a mission to eradicate poverty. We had the Luwero Triangle Ministry, so much was given to people there to rehabilitate them. Northern Uganda, so much is being done there. Many will remember the famous Entandikwa, Honorable Chisamba Mugerwa. Then there came a couple of these that were all aimed for people in Northern Uganda who doesn't know about NUSAF. Then we had wealth creation, Bonabagagawale. I can mention the list is endless. But all these, to one way, they have had beneficiaries. There are people who have benefited. We had NADS. And there are those that may have not. They have contributed so great to reduction of poverty. And now we are looking at 39% of our population that is not in the money economy. And government of Uganda, through the parish development model that was officially launched on the 26th of February, just like here in Kibuku district, believes that this is going to be the magic bullet that is going to see these people who are not in the money economy and they are working hand to mouth. They grow their food, they eat. Nothing to sell. So they're not in the money economy, they're not contributing, they don't have the purchasing power. That these are going to be transformed and brought into the money economy. Now today we are going to be discussing a very important pillar among the 7 that make up the parish development model, which is financial inclusion. Parish development model has 7 pillars. One being that is increasing production or whatever, marketing and what goes on. But pillar number 3, which has attracted most of public criticism, happens to be financial inclusion. And this is what we are going to focus on today. This is where because this is what deals with handling money. Well, I have 2 gentlemen from the Parish Development Model Secretariat and the Ministry of Local Government, and I'll be discussing more with this. But before I welcome my guests, allow me to go for a very short break and do some in-house work. I'll be back.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
And certainly it would have made his famous father proud.
And the 18-year-old Gambian left foot on the left foot. Oh! Oh my God! The penalty area. That is sensational. The Tunisia defence have been caught out, caught cold. It's a brilliant little.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
We're now set, all are seated comfortably, I must say. Looking very good, because these are people who are handling the parish development model. Very interesting. I have a very interesting character, let me say this. At my extreme end, let me begin by introducing him. Julius Kapwepwe. He's now technical advisor, that is on the parish development model. I don't know if he's still with Uganda Debt Network. That I will get to know. As a life member. Yes. Because there he was pushing for accountability, proper use of funds and all that. Now here you are. Yeah. In Uganda you have a saying, atamukute agamba yaye. But welcome, Julius.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here. Good morning, viewers and listeners of the mighty in the land, UBC television.
Just next to me is a person who I must say is always at the Secretariat and doing a great work. He has traversed this country in the aim of ensuring that all goes well under the parish development model. He is the research officer, PDM, Ministry of Local Government, and that is Patrick Mutoni. You are again most welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, having said that, I'll begin with Mutoni. When you talk about Pillar 3, which is financial inclusion, in simple terms, don't be technical in any way. Explain that to my viewer.
Thank you. In simple terms, Pillar 3, the financial inclusion pillar, it is a pillar that is basically coordinated by Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Trade. Okay, this pillar is basically there to support all the other pillars. Supporting them how? Or to support the 39% out of subsistence into a money economy. And basically it is coming in to give financial credit in form of loans to the 39%. And that is why I tell people that the other pillars are all for the other categories of people. They are for all Ugandans. But Pillar 3 specifically comes in to address that financial credit, giving soft loans to household farmers so that it can boost production. And that is why I say it is supportive in nature. It is basically there to support farmers in agricultural value chain development. So it is basically a pillar that is there to give credit to the household farmers in this case. And I say credit because some people think it is money just that is going to be given to people, which is not right. It is a credit. It is a soft loan. For example, a million shilling to a household member, you pay 60,000. Okay. Interest. So it is money that is why it is called parish revolving fund. By the way, the other thing I want to explain to you, it is revolving in nature. It moves from one person to another. When you pay back, it moves to Mr. Kirabo. Okay? So it is upon us to make sure that this money is always recovered in time for the sustainability. So when we talk about Pillar 3, we are talking about a soft loan that is given to household farmers to boost production, to boost the entire agricultural value chain development. Okay?
Maybe they need a dryer to dry there.
Exactly.
Maybe they need money to buy a bit of maybe hose or
inputs and all that.
pesticides.
Yes, fertilizers, all that. So this money basically comes in to support farmers specifically through that. And when you look at pillar, basically, like I told you, we have SACCOs that have been capitalized by government. Like I told you, in every parish, we have a SACCO, meaning 10,594 parishes, which are the PDM SACCOs. It is through those SACCOs that the government is capitalizing. That is the 100 million we are talking per. That every financial year the government will be putting 100 million.
In each parish?
In each parish. This money is not coming out. It is remaining there. Okay? It is not coming back at the center. It is revolving within the parish members, among the enterprise groups and household members in every parish. So the 100 million every year, really, for the 5 years, that's how much money? That's about 500 million. Am I right?
Yes.
500 million in a parish.
Within a period of 5 years.
Within a period of 5 years. You think it is small money?
If well used, it
Definitely,
can cause a transformation.
It will cause transformation. Like, you see, this money is, first of all, managed by the people themselves. We have no civil servant there. This money, by the way, the other thing I should explain to you, money will, by a click of button, it comes from Ministry of Finance, direct to the beneficiaries, direct to these PDM SACCOs. Even local governments, for example, the last quarter we sent 25 million. Every quarter we are sending 25, making it 100 million. Now, the 25 million, no any technical person saw it. It is this SACCO leadership that got message that the money has come to the account, then they notify these people. So we have no middlemen. All that chain has been cut. Money direct from Ministry of Finance through Bank of Uganda direct to the beneficiaries. So I want to allay your fears that this program is more sustainable than all other programs actually we have had. Yeah. So we need not to worry.
Now, you've rightly talked about soft loans for the agricultural sector. How assured are these soft loans? Because I'm passionate about farming. I do some bit of farming, but I've found it very hard through commercial banks to access an agricultural loan, even when they say they have them. You know? They will tell you, they will ask for security, even those that are government. I don't want to go into some banks that government has used to put money even there. For us, farmers, and I've always been disturbing Kapwepe. One time I told him, stop lying to me. Well, you know, you say, there's those loans. I said, but Kapwepe, this is my paperwork. So how are we ensuring this money? A drought can hit. A farmer got money, a drought hits. In an acre, the money loses the entire thing. Locusts can come again, or anything like this. Yes, Patrick.
Thank you. Now, about the issue of insurance, it is basically the government has worked on that. All these things have been put in consideration.
Because we don't want to leave our homes running.
Yes.
Because we've made losses, we can't pay back the money.
The government is covering that part of insurance to these beneficiaries, to these farmers. Like my colleague will explain you more, the government has looked into that factor of insurance, and the loans are going to be covered by the government of Uganda. Okay, so we don't need to worry. You see, this government is so much concerned by its citizens. These are the people we are dealing with are 39% households. Okay, these are people subsisting. We want to move them from subsistence to a money economy. So do you expect them really to pay for insurance of those loans? So like the government has committed itself, it still continues to commit itself on that. They'll pay for insurance. They'll cover that. to make sure that farmers are safe. Yes.
Okay. While we are still discussing Pillar 3 of the parish development model, we marked on the 26th a year since the launch of the parish development model by His Excellency in Kibuku District, Julius Kapwepwe. Now, His Excellency has always referred to this program, telling people PDM is about money, urging them to go and get this money. Now, can you clarify more on this statement? PDM is about money.
Yeah.
Go get your money.
Thank you very much, Ndugu Chirabo. And first to say congratulations to Ugandans, you and I, and the rest of the countrymen and women for coming this far in respect to the parish development model. It has been a journey like any other journeys. You will use your, Muganda would say your chizigo or your Vaseline, but as you go along the way, there will be sweating, there will be refreshing, take a bit of new juice or water to be able to continue precisely in the momentum of your destination. And the parish development model as a strategy of government to make sure that there is inclusive development, growth and development. Really, I think we have a reason to say our congratulations to government, but also to all the people of Uganda. And if time allows, we'll make a bit of demonstrable examples that cement that fact of this movement of a revolutionary strategy, like the parish development model. So you are right, as His Excellency President Museveni has oftentimes said, at the technical level, you have what you call the pillars, and even made a joke on the other side and said, I don't want to hear about pillars, windows, and doors, and many things. But it is basically to say the ultimate of that is to see food security as an objective, as a first line of security for any society, that people can have capacity to produce, is job creation, is wealth creation, is improved service delivery to the mwananchi at the parish level. You don't have to run all the way to the district or many of these other places, regional centers, whether Gulu or Moroto in the case of Karamoja, or you know, Mbarara in the case of Nkore sub-region, to be able to get a given service. That all that must be decentralized up to the parish level where the mwananchi actually lives. So in that then, the parish development model, what you raise, His Excellency President has guided that the parish development model, at the end of all that season, is about what he calls chura, is about money. In one of the dialects in Uganda, is about isirigini, in the case of Teso sub-region and a bit of Bukedi areas, is about esente, in the case of the Runyankore Runyachitara dialects. Precisely, that's what it is about. But it is His Excellency President Museveni has also guided that has to be, it is chura or isirigini or esente with the chibaro. Cost benefit analysis of conducting business. And that this far, the parish development model is coming in to build on other interventions of government. No wonder my brother here, Patrick, has talked about the 39%. We would be talking about 85 or 90%. So it means that government has had that protracted journey of progressive interventions. Challenges notwithstanding, challenges notwithstanding.
That brings the dark history of some.
Of some, dark and also with sunshine, you know. but to be able to build onto the previous and current levels of success, but to be able to generate much more momentum and have even that 39%, which is the national average, indicating in some of the districts, some of the parishes across the country, the percentage could be higher or even lower. In the case of, say, Butaleja, if you looked at Butaleja district as a case, maybe Busawa parish, you'll find that that percentage is not 39, but rather higher. If you even coming closer to where you are here in Kampala, in the capital city of Uganda, look at your neighborhood in Nakasero, including where the office, where the home of the presidency is. It is also in a parish. But the level, you'll find that the level is no longer 39, but rather a lower one. 39 is just the average. Therefore, how do we teach our people not only to work for the stomach, only for food, and you eat, and at times you are not even assured of your next meal, remember, in some of the cases, but you have capacity to be able to produce, have for home use, the food security therefore, with nutrition and all these varieties that make up really a formidable nutrition basket of a human being, the mental growth of a child and all these details, but also then have a bit of what you can still have for the market and get money and get chura and get sirigini and get a shirinji, as some people would say, and get nsimbi, as we would say in Musimbi in the case of Mitiana sub-county. That's where we are coming from. So the question you are asking, therefore, is that the technical people and other state and non-state actors, there are many NGOs, for instance, in Uganda, we just maybe pick one or two. The Catholic Church, say in the case of Soroti, Sokadido, the development arm, has been very, very, categorical in enabling people to go through business development. An institution like Uganda Change Agent Association, very categorical in teaching people business skills across Karamoja, across West Nile. So aggregating all that effort of the state, the PDM is saying, let's bring all this effort hitherto disjointed into one room of planning and working this journey together. If you are already covering Castor Ridge, say sub-county in the case of the Nakapitprit, and I then don't have to do that. Can I go to the neighborhood? Can I go to rural area and I do the needful? If you're already doing something of this nature in Bupadengo, in Kamri, can somebody go to Nawaikoke on the other side? And then we all make sure that there is that inclusive growth, inclusive development, inclusive production, and inclusive increased household incomes.
Well,
that's what the president has highlighted.
That's said and explained by Julius Kapwepe. I love the fact that many agencies have sometimes been doing the same thing, the same area.
Yeah.
So coordinating forces to ensure that we tackle where it's most relevant.
Yeah.
Now, this brings me, Patrick, with specific interest on Pillar 3. I move in almost many parts of Uganda. And when I was carrying out research regarding the PDM, this is what many Ugandans had to tell me, that there's so much documentation that is required for someone to access these funds. Some even kind of demoralized, thinking maybe they're next to inaccessibility, that, well, you may never get them. Now, first, is there too much documentation? Second, why?
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. You see, when you say there is too much documentation, I don't believe in that. It is not true. You see, people have a perception, and when they had this program and had specifically Pillar 3, they thought the government would come and just give money.
Thanking them for voting.
Which is not the case.
They said during the Intandiko,
but my brother, you have ever applied for a loan in the bank?
Yes.
You just go and pick money?
Never.
Exactly. Yeah, there are certain simple forms that have been designed that people have to go through. They as someone applying for a loan. Some simple, one page, 2 pages at most for. So these are just a few documents. Yeah, these are a few papers actually, not even documents. When you look at the application form, just 1 page. When you look at the loan appraisal, when you look at the loan agreement, these are the normal things in a bank, you know. Before you access this money, you must be taken through. And this is what we are now rolling out. And this is what we've been preparing our technical team at the district local governments and the cities and municipalities. We've been the trainings that have been happening. The trainings basically preparing, we are moving towards preparing households to access this money. And we are basically training them through these very documents you're talking about. They are not documents. These are simple papers, small papers, a loan application of just 1 page. So, but the perception people have really say, you know, there's a lot of bureaucracy. There is no bureaucracy. Just go through that, apply, and leave it. Then people will go through the vetting committees, will go through their own committees, because all these committees are there at a parish level. They will verify and say, now this person is worth giving money. So, depending on the business proposal, by the one of the tools you are talking about is a business proposal. Would you be given money just without a business template? This is just a 1 page, 2 page thing, you know, detail how you're going to invest 1 million, for example, or the 500 you have asked for. It is just something simple. Take you through, you know, this is how I'm going to get 1 million. I'm going to use it for buying this. I'm going to use for buying fertilizers to put in my coffee, you know. So these are normal things, very simple documents, just some simple papers. And by the way, as I tell you, as we talk now, over 13 districts have done that. We have launched and disbursed money and have been taken through that, what you're talking about. Something very simple, simple things. Yeah.
Now,
I could add something.
yes, because I'm going for a break. Make it brief.
I'll quickly say that the parish development model is a new approach. There is what you have conceived at table, at planning, but also out of realities on ground. You keep drawing lessons and making any necessary changes accordingly. But also that this is building on the previous successes, say, of universal primary education. That the level of literacy today in Uganda compared to 20 years ago has totally changed for better. You are talking about 77% literacy rate in this country. So all those lessons will enable us to keep that progressive journey so that we get to where we want.
Well, let me go for a short break. When I return, I'll have a question for Patrick, which is also another commonly talked about regarding the parish development model. How sufficient are the funds given to cause that transformation? If every parish is going to get 100 million, but quarterly they get 45 million. Remember, we have the Epitome Circle, we have these enterprises. How? Quarter of 25, imagine. So we want to understand how meaningful is this money to transform. If I got 500 shillings and I'm a well-prepared person through the PDM because it has 7 pillars, how does this cause the transformation to get me into the money economy? Is it a myth? Is it a reality? When I return, we'll be discussing that.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Certainly it would have made his famous father proud.
And the 18-year-old Gambian left foot on the left foot. Oh! Oh my God! The penalty area. That is sensational. The Tunisia
we bring you a fresh, well-researched program to help you identify opportunities for investment, job creation, growing your entrepreneurial skills, wealth creation, and social transformation.
We have a product that is ready for schools, supermarkets.
Create wealth, transform livelihoods. Every week, we showcase opportunities for creating new products and services.
I now harvest a lot of cocoa. When I harvest it, I sell. After selling, I put money in my project. I have 2 projects. One is for construction of my house, 2 is for educating my children.
Excellence in innovation, the passion and drive to succeed, and the right mindset to grow your business. Create wealth, transform livelihoods. Brought to you by Operation Wealth Creation.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that short break. It is still Good Morning Uganda Extra on UBC TV. I'm Robert Chirabonyo. I have Julius Kapwepwe, Technical Advisor, that is PDM, Parish Development, that is model. I have also Patrick Mouton, who happens to be the officer in charge of research at the PDM Secretariat, Ministry of Local Government. When we went for this break, I promised you that we'll be looking at how relevant are these funds that are given a quarter, about 25 million per quarter, and you have a parish, and there are a number of enterprises or people that are looking at getting this money. Now, I'll begin with you, Patrick. I know Kapepe also will want to chip into that, but let's look at these funds in terms of being meaningful to transform a household, for example. I know people, per person, you may give up to 1 million.
Yes.
Per household if they are getting credit.
To a maximum of $1 million.
Yeah, to a maximum of $1 million. Now explain.
Okay, thank you. My brother, with a maximum, of course, of $1 million, this money you're seeing can do wonders. We are looking at the 39% people who are still subsisting. The poor people, $1 million shilling, if this person is taken through the proper chibalo Mzee talks about on how to invest and use the 1 million. When you look at, for example, let me look at some of the enterprises we have for these farmers. One of them is piggery. Piggery, there are people actually who already got that money, and they bought a number of piglets, and they are doing very well. So $1 million can buy, you think can buy how many? It's about 10. Am I right?
Breeds?
Yes.
200, 205.
Okay. Even if they are just 4. And remember how these pigs accumulate in numbers very fast. They produce, I think, up to 12.
Okay. Some go even as 15.
So that person who is subsisting and is given a capital of 1 million to buy pigs, in other words, is in a piggery project. Trust me, after 1 year, this person is very far. So let's not look at this money and think it is some small money. It is small to you, to me, and him maybe, and other people. But the target beneficiaries, the people we are looking at, who are still subsisting, this money can make wonders. And we have seen it working in Kayunga, where we launched with the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. So so far so good. Now, look at the other day I was in Impigi. I was looking at those projects, some of those people. They are doing very well. So that money, if it is properly utilized, it goes for what you have asked it for the business proposal you submitted. If it is piggery, please make sure you properly invest it in piggery. This is why we have the people at the district level and at the sub-county level look at the commercial officers, look at the extension workers, look at the parish chiefs. It's basically to guide these people through these enterprises so that they can properly utilize these funds. So $1 million shilling or 500,000. Let me give you an example of a woman somewhere that is running a stall of tomatoes. You think she needs how much money?
Is that one already in the money economy?
No, he's not. He's not. You see someone has just, he's not. He's selling tomatoes, maybe has about 5-6 million goes around. But if you give 500 to that woman, after 1 year, you'll find her running over 5 stalls of tomatoes. And you'll find her, these single mothers, educating children up to university. There are people I have seen doing that, and they are progressing on well. So let's not really think this money cannot substantially do something. It's a lot of money to those people we are targeting. Actually, I was somewhere and they were complaining the same. Then I told them, I was training, I told them, this is now a clear indication that you are not the people we are looking for. Because if you are asking for more than $1 million, we are saying no. For us, we are looking at the other poor person, okay? The active poor, someone who is trying to do something. I know at some point you'll ask that, now those people, you find the poor, very poor people who cannot, you see, the government helps on those who help themselves. Try to do something. Then the government comes in to capitalize and to, to put some small money. Then you have to move. So those who are ready, trust me, this program will not leave them the same. They will benefit. And I am already seeing in the districts where we already launched, people are progressing in over 12 districts.
I must have a tour to that.
Thank you.
Julius, yes, Patrick rightly said that to those that need this money, it is indeed worth transforming their lives. But if you look at how much we are giving per parish, now at quarterly, isn't this going to be a snail pace? You have 25 million. Okay. Even if you're to say in a parish, if you're to give the maximum 1 million, that is 25 people. A year, if you are to look at 100 million, the entire year, that is 100 people in a parish. Now you're going to have the success stories, you're going to have those that are going to fail, because any government program, be it even at home, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not offending anyone. Look in your families, you could be 5 children, you all have the same opportunities, you went to the same schools, you were from the same mom, same dad, but you have that character who said, I don't want to go to school. So even the government programs, this happen. There is one who will get 1 million and slaughter the pig. There is those who put so. Are we going to see that transformation we need
you
for a parish? If around a few isolated cases, which has always been, every village has rich people and poor people.
You see, the NRM government has been very, very categorical on fostering inclusive development. Inclusive. Leave no one behind. It has even made a commitment at the international level, at the level of United Nations, and said, we commit, headed by His Excellency President Museveni, who signed in person and committed to leaving no one behind. That's the conceptual bottom line. Therefore, every effort must be made that even for that one who doesn't look in the ordinary public eye, okay, looks lazy, looks even crazy, government must find a mechanism of getting that person to the cause of contributing to Uganda's development, to the cause of contributing to our gross domestic product. That's where we are coming from, and that journey has been on. So parish development model as a strategy is not working in isolation. Let us not, in the eyes of the viewers and listeners, because they're also listeners on because of YouTube and many other things, let us not simply reduce the parish development model to the what you call the 25 million shillings. It is a multifaceted approach. The interventions are coming in on the basis of research and realities across our country. If you have somebody, and the examples, we can even share them. This is not the, even if we talked about the parish revolving fund alone, which is the main discussion today, the parish revolving fund is also working across many other government wealth creation funds. And I'll just pick one, we don't have all the time, or two. You have a youth livelihood fund whose successes and challenges we are not going to now. You have an agricultural credit facility which is run in some of the banks on behalf of government in Uganda, including the Centenary Bank. So those who are at certain levels of development, of ambition, of capacities, are using those facilities. But it is this ordinary mwananchi who, in spite of those government interventions, has still been left out of the bracket, because maybe can't meet the demands, can't meet that we are talking about the parish revolving fund. So your question is, can this person and the money you are talking about really be helped by that kind of intervention? You see,
so that is not the question I'm asking. Actually, Patrick responded to that very well. The question is, you see, when we say we want to transform the 39%,
yes, to join everyone else.
To join everyone else.
Yes.
We are having challenges in third world countries developing, that the gap between the rich and poor is increasing. So these amounts of money, how fast can we have this transformation that we need in communities?
Exactly. And precisely that's my response, that don't look at just this money in isolation. Through other government interventions like programs like NUSAF in the case of Northern Uganda, like CAIP in the case of agricultural infrastructure improvement, there are facilities existing in the community. There is already a milk cooler in that community, but it is closed because there are no supplies. So this lady or gentleman, there are maize hallers and coffee hallers that are closed because of limited supplies. So with this input and aggregation, this person, regardless of the money that he or she is using, is already guaranteed of the market. Unlike yesterday where the bridge was broken and this guy was always undermined by middlemen and women. Government is changing the course of dynamics even at that level. That's one. The second one is that I'll give you quick examples. That it is no longer the 25 that you are talking about even. And that's why you find that in certain districts, already billions of government money is there. Take an example of Ajumani. In the financial year that ended, money around the parish, around the PDM was in excess of 471 million shillings. If I sample any other, Kitugum, as an example, 605 million. If I sampled Sekasese, 1.6 billion shillings. So the 25 that you are talking about is coming in over and above. You'll find that for the circles now that are ready, each circle is holding about 42 million shillings in this initial round, by the way, you see? And that, yes, you can have, if we use an example, 42 million shillings, you can have 42 people. But this money, His Excellency President Museveni has committed government that it is going to be coming on a regular basis. So the 42 initially, but also the 43. The last one for now is that His Excellency the President Museveni has personally gotten a flip chart and made calculations of different business possibilities, including, say, maize production. If you want to produce an acre of land, remembering also we are talking about subsisting people with about 4 acres of land, even less. How much would you really need for what to be able to move? And he gave guidance that the minimum or the average amount of money that could make somebody move is about 500 to 1 million shillings. So that's why we are talking about that. So calculations and computations have been done. It is not shooting in the dark. It is
well, I'll be getting back to you, Julius, on that. Still, there is another disturbing question regarding pillar number 3. I've seen a number of parish development fund launches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People very smart,
including this week and
drums,
today,
key government officials. Yeah, and one of the things I've heard from these people is they say their accounts have been credited, but they can't access the money.
That's not even across the country. I'll give you 2 examples. I'll give you 2 examples because I don't want us to keep listening to hearsay without evidence. And personally, I usually use names so that the people in those localities can make in a call and say, no, that is not very true. I'll give you an example. In the case of Chibuku, where we started, we don't have all the time. I'll just give you 2 names. But the lists are even bigger. Somebody called Kamba, 67 years, was one of the enterprise groups that was given a tractor at the launching. And they have been able to use this to open up their land. And he tells us that today, not only are the members using that tractor to open up their pieces of land, but also hiring it out to be able to get money to enable them service that facility. If you looked at somebody, Elizabeth Naizuri, in Kibuku, is a lady, a member of a group, and just borrowed to buy 100 chicks then from the circle. As we speak today, she has got 250.
So those are successful stories. I have
those are some of, and that is across. That is show you.
Let me just throw this to
that
Patrick.
People
I think
are getting money.
That and these people receive messages on their phones that their accounts have been credited, but they can't access the funds.
That is not true.
So how did these ones get
That is not true. My brother, let me give you an example. You are a journalist, and on that note, you are an investigative journalist. We have a few kilometers from here to Kayunga where we launched. I would request you, or Kakumiro. Kakumiro would be far. Kayunga is just here. This is about 40 minutes drive to Kayunga. You could go there and see yourself and find out this information. People who received money on that, the beneficiaries who went through these steps we have told you, they received their money and they used the money for the enterprises for which they borrowed the money for. Look at, there is one woman called Knight. She received the money, she went and used it for the enterprise. But when you go to visit her again, because we don't stop at that level, we continue to go to support these people, the households beneficiaries. We do the checks, we do the monitoring and supervision constantly to see how progressive they are. Because if you took this money, we are even encouraging our commercial officers, the parish chiefs, the extension workers, the sub-county chiefs, all these people to move down to these beneficiaries and assess their performance in as far as these enterprises are doing. We are doing that to ensure sustainability. And like I told you, when you move to districts like Mpigi, Mpigi is 34 kilometers from here. You could go and see some of these success stories. After Kayunga, you could try Mpigi.
And come back
here to testify. You'll come to my office here. You come to level 7 work, or you call us here and we talk, or you can just visit us here at the secretariat. I sit at level 7 workers house. You will come to tell me, Patrick, what you told us is very true. People have received this money and they are now engaged in the enterprises for which they asked money for, and they are doing well so far.
Just quickly supplement on that. We've established a mechanism that when somebody's money is credited on his or her bank account, there is also a message that comes to the phone. When funds are on your personal account, it is until you go and pick it and you wish to use it You could say today I want to pick 50,000, or today I don't want to pick it until the other time. So I think we need to distinguish a bank account of someone is credited, but also a message, a notification message comes to the phone. And we did that because there have been arguments of why don't you send it as mobile money. In some of the areas where this has been tried out, money has been given out, we were getting challenges where you already have, you are a judge, you have your grandson, grandchild, who already you've been sending to get for you mobile money from your phone. And there are cases of attempted thefts by, say, family members. But also, it was beginning to pose a risk of insecurity. Somebody knows so-and-so has received the money on the phone. So people come at night or something and force you to get their pins and under threat. And we said, let's use the bank facility.
Briefly, time is running. Patrick, what is the procedure for getting this money? Because also some think it's a bit hard. Take us through, in these minutes, the procedure. Who qualifies? Is it free of charge? Let's dive into that.
Thank you. First of all, this process is free. It's free of charge. It's free of charge. Only that when you look at the PRF guidelines, there is just some small fee of 5,000 for running administrative costs at the SACCO leadership. You know, for running up and down a few administrative issues, just 5,000. And we are saying, if you don't have it, they shouldn't force you to pay that money. They can only first take you through. Then when you are done with the process, maybe the 5,000 can be deducted on your money. So it is more, it's free money. But even when you're going to the bank and you're applying for a loan, you know, there are certain charges that are charged. But this one is more, it's free of charge. I call it free of charge. And then the procedures may be, now, after these people have the commercial officers, the extension workers, the CDOs, and the parish chiefs, when they have taken you through all these steps, they help you to fill these forms, because people we are talking of are people who have not gone to school. They may not know even how to fill these forms. So why these extension workers and the parish chiefs are very key towards this program is to help out on such issues. At a parish level, they are supposed to identify these people, of course, through their enterprises. You see, they access loans through enterprise groups or as individual households, household heads, not individuals. You get me right? So when after they have gone through all that, they have verified the enterprises they are doing, they go through the loan application processes. You have applied, they have appraised you, they have filled their own agreements, you have signed, they have taken you through the cost analysis, and all these procedures, the ones you are calling procedures, they are very brief, very brief. They have taken you through all that, and then you are, after they have helped you to fill these forms, if you don't know how to read and write, you are helped through. Now, after that, you are uploaded on what we call the PDMIS, the Parish Development Management Information System. This is a system developed by Ministry of ICT in conjunction with the Secretariat, the PDM Secretariat. And basically, this one is to capture data on household beneficiaries. It captures the NIN number, it captures the contact numbers, the household name, the head of the household, the business which you are going for, or the enterprise, the circles in which, the circle in which you are, and all that information. So after all these processes, then the vetting committees, there are loan committees, there are vetting committees, there are supervisory committees. They are going through all this to check. Once you have fulfilled all the conditions, then by a click of button, remember you have opened an account with the bank. But we are saying in case you have no access, maybe you have no access to the bank and what, they could even send money on your mobile money, okay, if you have gone through all these steps. Yeah, but we were encouraging people, they were opening, and opening bank accounts is free of charge. We went into partnership with banks and they agreed to open accounts free of charge for these beneficiaries, which was a good move, and they are doing it. So people are opening the bank accounts. And after all this information is uploaded on the PDMIS, which is the Parish Development Management Information System. Once it is uploaded on the system, then it is integrated with the bank. And then by a click of button, beneficiaries receive this money. Why we are having that PDMIS is basically for tracking purposes. That is why you had, we were collecting data in the initial stages. We are collecting data on household members, on households, on enterprise groups. We are collecting data to know, to assess who is subsisting, so that money goes to the right beneficiaries. Who are the people subsisting? So this collection or data collection helps on all this. And at the end of the day, all these people are able to access money. Thank you.
Well, time is not so much on my side. I just have a minute for Kapwepwe to wind up. Please use it well.
Thank you very much, moderator. Again, like I said at the start, congratulations to Ugandans this far with the level of implementation of the parish development model. By end of this week, we have seen new launching of the fund, individuals to access this money in about a total of about 22 districts in Uganda, and still going ahead very fast so that people can be able to use their money. Thank you, the foot soldiers in the districts, the parish chiefs, the community development officers, the district commercial officers, because they have all been part of this journey at that particular level. And I know, challenges notwithstanding, we shall at the end of the day achieve, and we shall be coming here back smiling.
Akatalekeka. One, my request goes to the accounting officers across all the district, local governments, municipalities, and cities in this case. Our humble request as a PDM Secretariat is to support the technical team, give all the necessary support to the technical team so that they can roll out Pillar 3. And in this case, we are talking of Pillar 1, 3, and 6 because they move together. So our accounting officers across the country try as much as possible to support the technical teams we have so that they can cascade down to households. That is the kind of request I'm passing on to the accounting officers across the country. Let them support their technical teams to implement the parish development model. Thank you.
Well, it is a journey. It began last year on the 26th of February. It is now a year, and transforming people is not an easy thing.
Country. Yeah.
We must accept this.
And it's a process.
And also, handling finances is another hard thing. We pray, we hope, that this will be the magic bullet Ugandans have been waiting for to transform the 39% who are not in the money economy into the money economy. Have a lovely day. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Almighty God willing. Stay safe. Let's be all law-abiding citizens. Good morning.
Thank you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Certainly it would have made his famous father proud.
And the 18